welcome back to Let's Know Us Pro. Along with welcome back to our William Wordsworth Lucy poem series. Okay, so Lucy poem is a collection of 5 poems we already discussed and we have completed the first poem. Okay, so today we'll be doing this series the second poem, and the second poem title is She Dwelt Among the Untrodden. Okay, the first part we saw the poets or the poet lovers imagining or anticipating his beloved's death, okay, or his death of his idol, his passion and his imagination along with the death of his muse. Okay, it can be taken as the death of inspiration as well as the death of a woman who was his beloved. Okay, this two way we can interpret it. Okay, so the first poem we already dealt. Today we'll be dealing with the second poem. Second poem we'll be doing line by line explanation. Okay, and before I start line by line explanation, those who are new to Let Know Us Pro, subscribe the channel. Subscription is the smallest thing you can do in order to get unlimited access. Okay, and it's absolutely free. Okay, and she dwelt among the untrodden earth. So the title here versus, well, earlier poem title speaks so many things about the romanticism, so many things about the poet's feelings, emotion. Here the poem talked about the lady. Here this poem's title talked about the woman or the lady. She dwelt among the untrodden earth, mean the woman or the Lucy whom the poet speaker loves. She dwelt means she lived among the untrodden earth. Untrodden a way where none goes, definitely mean the very few goes and almost none goes. Some roads which haven't been haven't been worked by so many people yet, and something like she lived in alienation. Okay, this is what we can take, that she dwelt among the untrodden earth. Dwelt means living, untrodden means a way where not so many present, quite alienation. And this can be taken as she lived in unknown way, like she was living where none knew her. She wasn't so much unknown person. She was someone living in a kind of alienation. She was someone silent person, living enjoying her peace, living enjoying her solitude, and this is what we can consider it if we want it to be. Okay, although the title says the same. Okay, so here the title speaks about the woman rather than the man who is the lover and who is expressing his emotions. So in the first poem the title was speaking about the man, his emotions, his feelings, but in the second poem it is speaking about the woman, her situation, her condition, how she was an unknown person, she was a silent person, she was someone living in a seclusion, solitude. This is what it is talking about. But earlier it was talking about man's feeling, his emotions, everything. Okay, so line by line explanation will be going, but before that you should know this can be compared to Dark Lady of the William Shakespeare too, because she was also someone who was living in a darkness. Darkness symbolically means where she was known to none. Okay, so this is what now we'll be starting line by line. She dwelt among the untrodden ways beside the springs of Dove, amid whom there were none to praise and very few to love. Okay, she lived in some way like none knew her. She wasn't so popular, she wasn't someone everybody knew. This is not. She was someone who loved seclusion, who loved her peace, who loved her own way to live. Okay, besides the springs of Dove mean like she was someone, although she was alienated, her life was something beautiful according to her as well, according to the lover. Okay, spring of Dove, she was someone who was loving her seclusion, loving her state, loving whatever way she was staying. A maid mean a woman who is a woman, a lady, an unmarried woman. Okay, a maid whom there were none to praise and very few to love. So she was someone not loved by that many people and not praised by that many people, mean that she had not so many suitors. Okay, this is what we can consider, that she had not so many suitors because she loved to live in solitude. She wasn't known to so many people. She loved her alienation, so there weren't so many suitors of her. Okay, a violet by a mossy stone. Violet here can be giving a hint that she was someone who was living a part of a nature. Okay, like it's a kind of a beauty which is unspoken beauty, because she wasn't known to so many people. Unspoken beauty, but so much delightful, so much it was something which was resonating in nature. Well, it is a very beautiful color. It is something like violet by mossy stone, mean like it's something which is not for everybody, like it's not brighting for everyone. Okay, so she loves her own alienation and she is happy in her own way. Okay, this is what, because rare, her violet is something which is symboling rare. She is her like herself, unique and rare. Okay, half hidden from the eye, like she was half hidden. I so said you, she is not known to everybody. Okay, she was a rare piece but not known to everybody. Fair as a star, she is compared as fair as a star. Use of simile. When only one is shining in the sky, she was like the star in a sky where she is only shining. Like her shine can diminish every other star present in sky. Like she was so charming, but still she was unknown to every other person. Okay, she was rare. She lives unknown, few could know. When like she loved her seclusion and she did not like so many companies. Definitely she did not like unrequited companies like suitors and all. She didn't like it. When Lucy ceased to be, but she is in her grave. Oh, that difference to me. Like now Lucy ceased to be, mean the cease means something stopped. Like Lucy's life has stopped, mean Lucy has died now. Okay, she is in her grave. She has been put in a grave now, and the difference is now this is the difference is she was earlier too unknown. She earlier was seclusion, but she is now dead. Earlier she was secluded, but she wasn't dead, but now she is in her grave. Now we'll be comparing or interpreting it from the perspective of ideal and muse. So it says that his imagination was living in the place in a seclusion. While he was in a secluded place, he could write, he could think about things which none could think, because it's the untrodden way. Everybody do not love to imagine and write. Everybody do not choose to be a poet. Okay, which Samuel Taylor Coleridge or William Wordsworth had chosen. So everybody do not take it. They had chosen to be an author, they had chosen to be a poet, and they took a untrodden way. They are writing where everybody do not write. Everybody do not see such violet mossy stone. Okay, they cannot see the rare beauty of writing, rare beauty of imagining, rare beauty which is like a violet. Everybody can't. Everybody cannot see. Is shining inside of the poet only. Okay, it's shine in every creative heart, the shining. She lives in unknown. Every poet is like quite unknown until unless you flip the pages of his or her writing, you do not know it, and maximum live in a kind of a seclusion. Okay, when Lucy says, but when this imagination or the creativity loses, it too in seclusion, but it's now in grave. So this is what. But from the point of view of lovers, beloved, if we consider, it's the death of his beloved. So it is like the beloved is now in a pain. He like the lover is in a pain, and he is thinking, he is considering her situation when she was alive. Like she stayed in an untrodden ways. Okay, give focus to the imageries being created by. Okay, all the imagicism came much more later in modern age, but here in romanticism two words are spoken in the way to reflect something. Okay, so give focus, untrodden ways. Besides springs of dove, although untrodden, but she was part of nature, she was part of beauty. Okay, someone who was loved by very few know her, very few suitors were there, but she was a violet rare kind of a piece. Okay, someone who loves her own company, someone who did not regard such people. Okay, she was enough to shine for herself. Okay, but now the difference has been made because she has been ceased to live and she is dead. So it's the starting of the deeper meaning which the poet author, the lover speaker, is doing, because his beloved lived in a very different life where she was unknown to everybody. So he is thinking everyone may not cry for her demise, but he will do it, okay, because he had loved her, okay, maybe from far, but he did love her, and for him it means a lot, okay. So this is what he is saying, that everybody now knew it and everybody won't be crying, but I know the feeling what it mean. Others, to them the situation is same, well she was staying, well she is not, but for me it's different, okay. So this way it ends. Next part we'll be seeing what it is unveiling to us, okay. So try to be interested enough to be present for the next part, okay. And for the time being, subscribe the channel and like it, share it. Have any doubt, comment it, I'll give you always reply, okay. And my paid classes are available too, you may love to join. You'll be joining if you want, and you just require to message me in my WhatsApp number which is available in my channel. You may even comment it, okay. Thank you for watching till, okay, we'll soon be back with next video. Thank you.
Sim,